Before a gig, I typically feel multiple different emotions and they change throughout the days leading up to the performance. About a week before, I feel really nervous usually. I feel a lot of doubt and either that I won't be able to pull it off or the rest of the band won't. The one coming up is I'm particularly more nervous for because it's specifically a jazz club with people that really know jazz and I'm very new to it. Bass is a very physical instrument and it comes with a lot of physical problems that you can get. When it comes to jazz, you can get bad issues in your right wrist when it comes to plucking, which I experience. I have an ice pack in my room right now that I've been using, and with classical, it can be issues with your back, so it's very important to stretch beforehand, and I do that every time before I play. When I'm performing live, I'm typically thinking about, oh my god, I can't mess this section up. Because, especially in my jazz music, there's different parts that are really easy, and then there's parts that are really, really hard. And as I'm going through the piece of music, I'm mentally preparing for each hard section while I'm in the easy section, and I'm like, I gotta lock in, I gotta do this. But when I feel like I don't need to focus that hard, I have a bad habit of just kind of zoning out. Sometimes I'll stare at the audience, I'll look at what they're doing, especially if it's in a gig where I'm there to be background music for people to just kind of talk over me. Sometimes I feel kind of underappreciated and not understood. I feel like when I'm preparing for a gig, when I'm practicing, it really focuses me. Sometimes I feel a lack of motivation when it comes to practicing if I don't have something to prepare for. So it can be really helpful to have a gig coming up, but it can also be incredibly stressful. But I feel like having gigs and concerts, it makes you a better musician because you're much more focused, at least for me. How do I feel when I'm ready? I would say I feel really, really excited and very, very proud of myself. Before I go out, typically I'm very nervous, but once it's all over, it's honestly the best feeling in the world to finish a performance that you're proud of. After the last jazz concert, I was so happy and proud of myself for that was my first jazz concert I had ever done back in December, and it was very rewarding and made me feel like a very accomplished musician. How do I express myself through music? It depends on which instrument I'm playing, to be honest. I'm a vocalist first, but I also do quite a lot of bass things now that I'm in college. When I'm singing, it's a lot easier for me to translate that sort of feeling into my words because there are words when I'm singing and not when I'm playing bass. I can translate my experiences when I'm singing. I feel a lot more, but when I'm playing bass, it almost sometimes feels like I'm trying to prove myself. I'm one of the youngest people in the UWM jazz band. I'm one of the least experienced, and sometimes I feel like I'm channeling my own desire to succeed and to prove my worth and show myself. Performing is very rewarding for me because the look that my parents and my friends and family give me when I'm done performing or when I show them a video of me performing, it makes me feel very proud of myself because of how they react. And also thinking about all the things that I do are things that my past self would be very proud of. And my my younger self would be very happy to know that I'm doing something I love in college and studying something I love, and I'm going to be a music educator one day, and I hope one day that I will inspire kids either through my performing and what they see of me at my gigs, but also in my classroom to continue doing music and maybe end up where I am one day.